Okay, Mark, break this down for us, because your average person on the street might not, A, understand a constitutional crisis, or they might think people like me overuse the term. Are we seeing one?
There's no question that because Congress has basically rolled over on their constitutional authority, they're supposed to be writing these laws that Trump is just rolling over. So now they're testing the executive authority to its maximum effort in the courts, and they're pushing every button possible, push it as far as they can. The encouraging thing that happened this week was that finally Chief Justice Roberts, I'm going to throw a baseball metaphor, threw a brushback pitch to back him off the plate, saying, "Now, this has gone too far." And I think that's a very significant development. And Trump has said a couple of things to sort of signal that they're definitely, and by the way, they're doing it on this issue because they know it's a popular political issue, right? This is the issue that they've chosen to push to the extreme. Because
it's a popular political one, isn't it the perfect one? It's a perfect one because they could say, oh, I'm sorry, you want us to bring back violent gang members who are here illegally?
Right. Yeah. So the flip on that is like, well, what do you want? You want us to just let these terrorists come back? And this is what you elected us to do. And of course, they're trying to stop me from doing what you elected us to do.
But the rule of law is the rule of law. I mean, Donald Trump just last night on Fox said you cannot defy a court order. So how does he say that last night, and how do you square that with where we are right now?
I mean, does anything he say ever square up? I mean, he says one thing one day and then the other the next. The problem is that Donald Trump has control over the military. The courts don't have military rule. Like, they can't do anything. If Donald Trump tries to defy their orders, what do? I mean, injunction? They don't have the ability to really, do they have the law enforcement authority to stop him? Not really.
Well, that's pretty scary. Trump is also calling for this federal judge in the deportation case to be impeached. The New York Times is reporting that Elon Musk is now donating to Republican lawmakers who are calling for the very same thing. How did we get to this place, right, where suddenly you've got Trump and Elon Musk and Republicans calling for the impeachment of a judge? This makes no sense.
Well, first, two things. First of all, I agree with what Mark's saying. This is an issue that Republicans and Trump feel comfortable playing on. Immigration is what Trump ran on, right? It's an issue that voters, they feel like, are on their side. But second,
listen, even non-Trump voters, right? If you just said it, if you said it in the grocery store, hey, we got a plane full of dangerous, illegal gang members, which we believe they are. The average person in a grocery store, no matter how they vote, would be like, yeah, get them out.
Sure. But here's the thing, and I talk about this in the book, but ever since January 6th, Trump has been running against the legal system. He has been attacking the legal system relentlessly, day in, day out. He has presented himself as a victim of the legal system. So he has primed his supporters to see the legal system as an impediment. And this is just an extension of that.
Okay, but then I guess my question is, how is it working? How did defending the rule of law become equated with liberal tears, radical left lunatics, or standing against, fighting gang members and terrorists? How did standing up for the Constitution mean you are a radical lefty lunatic?
Well, I think it's just in Trump's DNA. He feels like he's been persecuted by the judicial system. So that's just a reflex for him. And the interesting thing is that while he campaigned on the notion of lawfare used against him, instead of changing it, he's imitating it.
What do you make of this strategy? Now they're pushing immigration. They want to push immigration to the Supreme Court. And to Mark's last point, we just heard from the high court this week. Slow down, brother.
Yeah. Well, look, Trump is, if we've learned one thing from his first 57, 60 days in office, it is that he feels emboldened.
You think?
There were certain impediments placed upon him during his first term, people who pushed back on what he wanted to do. There's a lot less of that this time. He is full steam ahead. So we're seeing that across a variety of
Never thought you'd miss Jared Kushner, but you might.
I want to say something about that because it's a really good point. I mean, you think about the DNA of MAGA world and Trump world and how different it is from when I worked for George W. Bush, for example. I mean, in order to please the boss during those days, you'd be the ultimate rule follower, right? To please Trump, you have to be the ultimate rule breaker. And so the way you get attention is to feed the outrage machine, and the people that get most attention from Trump are those who break the most the fastest.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a lot of time either because we've got midterms coming up, and most likely the Democrats will take the House back, and then we'll be in impeachment hearings again. So it'll get all mucked up. So they're trying to push through as much as they can. But actually, it's such a distraction from the thing that he really cares about, which is tax reform, right? That they're really trying to push through. And so I'm trying that old chestnut, right? Trying to get
which by the way is going to balloon our debt, right? The whole name of the game with DOGE is about debt and deficit, and it's disastrous, ignoring the fact that extending these tax cuts, and by the way, the last time around when they implemented the tax cuts, it was a big boom because the tax basis was significantly higher. Now it's already down here, so they're just going to push it. And it's amazing that today they make the argument it's all about cuts because we got to worry about debt and deficits, knowing that what they're about to do is only going to balloon it. But let me ask you about what the president's doing tomorrow. He wants to close the Department of Education. We all know he cannot formally do it. Only Congress can. But it's going to send the DOE into a tailspin, USAID style. Won't that be disastrous? It'll be hard to pick up the pieces. Even if Trump gets fought in the courts and can't ultimately do it, he'll create the damage he wants.
Yeah, I think once you destroy something, especially in government, because it is so hard to even make things happen in government because of the bureaucracy, when you destroy it, trying to put it back together is nearly impossible. People are going to quit. There's going to be mayhem. There are going to be projects that are completely sidelined that just lose whatever funding they had, and they'll never come back. And so it'll never be the same. No one can truly resurrect the DOE if they try to.